Y'all, I've got some sad news to report. They've closed down every location of the K&W Cafeteria. K&W is gone, man. Forever. Some of you might not be familiar with K&W, as it is a regional chain. But if you grew up in the Carolinas or Virginia, certain places in the Southeast, oh, this is a tough one. I've been eating there since I was a little boy, and I was fully ready to age into their prime demographic. I was ready to be a loyal, elderly K&W customer, and then this happens. K&W was an institution. They served delicious home-style Southern food in a cafeteria setting, and they sold it a la carte at a reasonable price. Was K&W's core demographic old people? Yeah, it was. The average age in there was about 88 years old. Was the food all soft? Yeah, it was. There was not a single thing they offered that couldn't be enjoyed if you were missing all your teeth. The food there was gums approved. But was that food bussin'? Absolutely it was. And it was primarily enjoyed by people that vividly remember bussing. I want to illustrate for you guys the K&W experience back in its heyday. Yeah, it kind of fell down a little bit over recent years, but back in the day, this place was popping. You'd roll in after church, you'd get in this big old line. A lot of times it was made out of velvet ropes, like a movie premiere, or the bank, and you'd wait in line with all the senior citizens. You wait to go in line, go through this food, go through this gauntlet of deliciousness. And the closer you got to the front of this line, the more you could see and smell the food, and the more you could hear those ladies hollering. The line would start with salads and colorful fruity items. It was beautiful. So much color in this area. There would be none the further you get down. But in this area, just a rainbow of color. And the lady that served this stuff, always above and beyond nice. But the bright, colorful food and the positive demeanor would not last as you continued down the line. The rest of these ladies were some rough and tumble gals. Within a foot of getting past the salad area, some lady would shout at you, "Meat! Meat! Meat!" like you're wasting her time. Yelling at you like you're being disrespectful. Meat! Meat! You know what meat you want to get. That I will tell you. I would never let another person speak to me in that tone of voice, except for the meat lady. That's the only time. And I don't know what was going on with the person working sides, but they did not look happy. They looked like they were just moments away from quitting their job, about to take that apron and just throw it in the mashed potatoes and walk on out of there. And then you'd get down to this bread and desserts area, and I'm pretty sure the person working there was either mute or nonverbal. They just looked like they didn't want to talk to you if they could, and they couldn't if they wanted. Like they had a head injury or something really awful was going on at home. Then you'd be over at this area and they'd ring you up. You wouldn't pay yet, but they would ring you up. And that's where they would silently judge what a fat ass you were because you got 2 entrees, 3 sides, and 2 desserts. Whatever, it's my life, I'll live it. Agnes. After that, you'd go and find you a table and you'd sit out here in this old dining area that looked like it hadn't been updated since 1991. Good times. And here's the thing about K&W, all right? Its nickname was Canes and Walkers because of all the old people. And it really was true. Old people loved this place. I also did, but old people loved it more. And because there were so many old people in there was a really strong chance somebody was going to die during your meal. You know what this is? This is the outside of a K&W. You know what's missing from this picture? An ambulance parked out front. If you went to K&W, there was a good chance that somebody was going to croak before you finished your country-style steak. Multiple times in my life, I witnessed somebody in front of me walk into the K&W and leave unconscious in a stretcher. It's just how the K and the W be, son. Now, if you were a frequent visitor of K&W, you recognize this portrait. This is a portrait of Grady Allred Sr., the founder of K&W. I had to do some research and look up his name, but I certainly remember that face because every K&W had this guy's portrait hanging above the cash register, like he was that guy from Duncan's Toy Chest in Home Alone 2. He was just there lingering over the cash register, making sure you didn't dine and dash. Don't you steal from me, boy. K&W may now be a relic of the past, but let's take a moment to pour out a little sweet tea and memorialize some K&W favorites. The chicken tenders with the delicious honey mustard, the fried chicken, the collards, that delicious custardy mac and cheese. The best pies you could ask for: chocolate cream pie, coconut custard, German chocolate. My, look what we have lost. The country style steak, the fried okra, the baked spaghetti. We'll miss you, K&W. I wish I could have grown old with you.